Good morning, y'all. Rising live. Rising live, you guys. Rising live, rising live. Good morning. We got a guest in the building, you guys. Say good morning. Fatty. Say good morning. You say good morning? Rising live. Y'all. Hey, y'all. I'm your girl, DanniRoyal from DanniRoyal.com. If y'all missed yesterday's show, y'all, go follow the Classy Lady Project. Also, follow our Let's Talk Classy page. Ruth is saying hi now. She wants to say hi. It was a good show, and we had a really good show yesterday. The topic was submission versus control. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Ruth, say good morning. Say good morning. She said hi. She a mess. So, yeah, it was a really, really good topic. We got a chance to give our viewpoint, and we actually got a chance to hear other people's views. Good morning, Rising Live. For those who don't know who I am, I'm your girl, DanniRoyal from DanniRoyal.com. And I am here, as you all can see, with another video. Just doing my mom stuff this morning as I go. So today, I would like to talk about new territory. It was a deep show. Man, Sharon, like, it was like, we're going to be hitting on some really, really great topics, because these are things that, need to be talked about and spoken on. And unfortunately, you have a lot of people that are scared to speak on such topics because they don't want to step on toes, or, maybe somebody did step on their toes. But the thing is, when you are mandated to help people through, you got to speak on the topics wanted and unwanted. That's just my take on it. But yeah, it was kind of deep. It did get a little bit, in somebody's business, I'm sure. Including my own and my sister's. But I do believe, once again, that transparency is key. Sorry, y'all, for the humps and bumps. The streets of Baltimore are not so satisfying. But you guys, bear with me. But yeah, like, I'm all for, getting to the root of the matter. And the thing is, it's okay to submit, and it's okay to submit to one another, especially as your significant other submits to Yeshua, Jesus Christ. And if not, and that's what you chose, and they weren't submitted to him, or you weren't submitted, or whatever, you're not sure what true submission looked like from that aspect, just go to the word. Ultimately, everything that you need, we need, he needs, she needs, they need, is in the word. And when we can identify that everything that we need is in the word and act on it, it's easy to know what control is, and it's easy to know what true submission is, because true submission is not control. At the end of the day, it's just not. But go follow our Let's Talk Classy page on Facebook and on Instagram, and also follow our Classy Lady Project page as well. If you are a woman, we welcome you into the group. We would love for you all to, be a part of the community and the family of sisterhood, where we together inspire, impact, and change. Sorry about Ruth. Ruth decides she wants to be great this morning. You want to give her own session? Go ahead, Ruth. Take it away. You got something to say? Mm-hmm. What's wrong? Who did it? Who did it to you, my love? Who did it to you? Who did it to you? You want me to get him? Because I can get him for you if you want me to. Okay. But yeah, let's talk new territory. So, in this season, what I believe God is doing, not even I believe because He's doing it. What God is doing is He's taking us to different places we've never been. Taking us, not just in the spirit, but also in the natural. He's pulling us out of our comfort zones, and He's requiring something of us that we've never done before. So, in order to have what you've never had, had what other people don't have, according to Les Brown, you have to be willing to do what other people won't or don't do. And in this season, God is looking for the people, not even looking for the people, because He saw y'all. He saw us in seasons where everybody was thriving and rising, and you were still being diligent in the background. And what I want you to know is, now is the season where we're giving birth to those babies that we thought we would have had to abort, or that we thought would never come to fruition in the first place, you guys. Sorry, you guys. And do you see what I mean about the city streets? Ooh, help us today. And yeah, so it now is the time, and God wants to bless us in ways that we've never seen. Why? Because we did put the time in. We were willing. We did answer the call. We kept talking about what we didn't give up. We kept talking about what we needed to talk about in the seasons, in the down seasons. We worked through the turmoil. We worked through, the pain. We worked through, the heartbreak and the heartache. We tunneled through, and God is doing something for the people who tunneled through. And so, in many videos that I've done, especially on YouTube, I've said, don't be surprised when God raises someone up, because new territory is not just a place. New territory, it is an environment, or even a level that you never expected. It is also putting you and surrounding you with people and places and things that you've never been to. New territory and new land is your promised land that God promised you, because you've been waiting and you've been asking Him for a thing, and you may not have been ready back then, but now He wants to let you know that this is your season and this is your time. Why? Because you proved yourself worthy of the next shift, worthy of the next level. And I need you to understand that everybody can't go. Not only can everybody go, everybody's not going to be happy for you in your new land, in your promised land, in your new territory. Be okay with that. Be okay with the shift. Understand that you were created for this shift. You are created for this new place. You were created for this new level. You were created for this new territory. You were created for this promised land. You've been asking God for. God is answering prayers of the people that you've asked for. He's answering things that you prayed long ago that you even forgotten about. And that's how God works, He may not come when you want Him, but He is always on time. And I need you to understand that no matter what, it doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter what it sounds like. It doesn't matter what it feels like. No matter what. I don't care of a pandemic. I don't care of a, whatever the case might be. COVID, whatever. I need you to understand that His promises are sure. They 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 are sure. And He loves us so much to keep His word. And not only to keep His word, He loves us so much, to even give us the opportunity time and time and time again to mess up and still get blessed with what it is that He had in store for us all along. Now, I'm not saying that we won't go through things, because we might have had some bad times in our lives, but because judgment will take place. But what I do know is He will always keep His promise. That's the kind of God that we serve. That's the kind of God that we serve. And the thing about it is, when you know the kind of God that you serve, it does not matter what it looks like. It does not matter what it feels like, because God's not into our emotions. He's into our heart space, what we solicit in prayer, what we do for others when no one is around. But I need you to understand that we are approaching, if you have not gotten there yet, you are approaching new land and new territory. God spoke to me a couple of months ago that I would be moving. I packed my bags in, where did I pack I packed my bags in June. He told me that I was going to be moving. I was preparing myself. I felt like I actually was supposed to be moving before that. But God's timing is perfect. That's just like a woman bearing, but then she has a miscarriage. And then from there she has another miscarriage. And then from there she has another miscarriage. At some point, that woman could have lost faith. She could have lost hope. And she may have even lost hope or faith during that process. But I need you to understand that God is sure to answer his promises and to answer your call. And when he does so, understand that timing in which he did so was perfect. I might still be packed and I might still be where I'm at. But guess what? When he finally moves me, guess what? I know that his timing was perfect. I know that his timing is perfect. And I know that he does not fall short of his word. So I need you to understand that in this season, we are approaching new land. We are approaching new territory. God is doing things that you will least expect. And I need you to understand that miracles are coming through, signs and wonders like never before. You thought you saw God work in the Bible, but I need you to understand, look out, because God is about to do the immaculate in a way that we've never seen before. Thank you, Holy Spirit. In a way that we've never seen before. And we must be ready and get in position. This time you won't miss. I don't know who that's for. That's for somebody. This time you won't miss. Get out of your head, because you will not miss this time. It will not be a thing whether, and God won't allow you to sabotage the blessing. Not in this season. He knows where you've come from. He knows what you've gone through. He knows what you've experienced. He won't allow you to do it. And because he knows you've been through what you've been through, and there is a possibility that you can, he already had foreseen how you will respond to it, because he knows the beginning. He knows the end from the beginning anyway. So nothing is new to God. Nothing at all. So for those people who feel like, they're inadequate for whatever reason, even though they qualify in this season for the shift, the new land, and the new territory, and to approach their promised land, I need you to understand there is nothing that you can do in this season. There is nothing that you can do in this season other than denounce God from being who he is. There is nothing that you can do in this season that will keep you from approaching the promised land, because God has need of you. He has need of you, and there is something that only you can give to the world. No one else, only you. And it's so authentic and it's so unique. I don't know who this is for. Thank you, Holy Spirit. It is so unique. It is so authentic. And God's like, you must do it. You must answer the call, because this is what I created you to do. And I am putting a mandate on you to answer the call, to show up and to show out, and to gain your territory and your land as if you've had it all along and you knew it was coming. Because technically you've had it all along. And technically it was coming all along. You just did not know when. And for those people who have felt like you know, everybody's been blessed and nothing good has happened to them, because it's always been something. Or they gain the blessing, but then they lose out. Then they gain and then they lose. And then they gain and then they lose. And then they gain and then they lose again. This time, in this season, in the seasons to come, God is setting you up for a consistent, never-ending blessing that's going to overflow and overtake you in a way that you've never seen before. He is doing things that you've never seen before. He is doing things that you have never seen before. You are going places that you've never been before. You've never encountered these places. What you did in the last season, you will not be able to do in this season. I don't know who this is for, but I need you to understand that we are approaching new land, new territory, and the promised land. And the thing about it is, as much is given, as much is required. But guess what? God was preparing you all those years of heartache, all those years of pain, all those years of lost friendships, all those years of broken relationships, all those years of lack, all those years of struggle. You shall struggle, lack, and be in broken relationships, amongst other things, no longer. You have to decree and declare that today I approach my new land and my new territory in the spirit, in the natural, even if you have not seen it manifested here on earth yet. God is doing something in the spirit, and you have to jump on it, because he's doing things suddenly. And when you know that he's doing things suddenly, you want to strike while the fire is hot. While the iron is hot. You don't want to procrastinate. You want to move with the purpose. Y'all, hear me. It is new land and new territory time and new season. It is a new season and it is a new day. It is a new season and it is a new day. God is doing things suddenly, and guess what? We're approaching new land, new territory, and our promised land. So get in position, be ready, because he's ready to give. Be in the receiving mode. If you're not in the receiving mode, get in the receiving mode, because God has something in store for you that you cannot forfeit. He won't allow you to do it. There's 911 on my clock right now. That means, to me, because that's all I've been seeing, it's an emergency. It is an emergency that you get in position. It is an emergency that you answer the call. It is an emergency that you decree and declare. It is an emergency. I can't make this up. It's really 911. It is. I'm surprised I haven't seen. Oh, I did hear some sirens when I. Nope, coming down. It is an emergency. And when I say it's an emergency like yesterday. You don't have time to waste. It is an emergency that you answer the call. It is an emergency that you get to the promised land. It is okay to not want to go because you're in your comfort zone. But guess what? It's not okay to not go. You know, you might be a little hesitant in some instances, whether you got to move houses, whether you got to move jobs, whether you got to quit jobs, whether you got to leave a state and go into another state or a new country or a new wherever. Guess what? God is scattering his people abroad because he has need of us, and he has to literally get us into position for the end time harvest and for the things that are coming. He's not using the people, and I'm not saying that he's not going to bless them, but he's not using the people that you expect. He is using the people that you least expect. And for all those religious people who are like, oh, God don't work that way. Oh, well, you're going to be surprised in this season, because guess what? God is doing a new thing. Why? Because he's established a new covenant. And he's answering the new covenant in this season and in the seasons to come. And like I said, one thing that I know is he never falls short of his word. Never. Okay? I can say so much, but I'll leave the rest of it for YouTube. I love you guys so much. I'm your girl, DanniRoyal from DanniRoyal.com. And I'll see y'all on the next video. Have a blessed Thursday. Peace.